Welcome, gamers! Can a mid-range phone truly handle the weight of PC gaming? Today, we are answering that question with the most ambitious test yet. Welcome to Vanzee Gaming, where we put the popular Helio G99 chipset to the ultimate stress test. We've loaded up the GameHub Emulator with a massive list of 50 AAA PC titles, from Call of Duty Ghosts to Far Cry 3. This isn't about top-tier frame rates. It's about discovering the real performance ceiling for budget emulation. Stay tuned to see which demanding games are actually playable on affordable Android hardware. Call of Duty Ghosts is a demanding military FPS. Running it through GameHub on this Helio G99 is ambitious, resulting in a rough 10 to 15 FPS with noticeable graphical artifacts. This frame rate makes the action nearly unplayable. Achieving better results often requires meticulous tweaking of container settings and driver versions. GTA 4 Lite, a classic open-world title, requires considerable CPU strength. The GameHub Emulator manages a decent 30 FPS, which is a surprisingly playable experience for a mid-range chip. This performance confirms that the G99 can handle older, CPU-heavy emulation workloads. Adjusting resolution and draw distance helps stabilize the frame rate. GTA 5 Lite, while a streamlined version, still challenges any mobile hardware. GameHub delivers 20 to 30 FPS, which is a commendable achievement for this chipset. While far from perfect, this performance offers a functional look into Los Santos. Utilizing optimized drivers within the emulator is essential for minimizing lag spikes. Hitman, Absolution, known for its complex crowd physics and detailed environments, is a tough test. The GameHub platform pushes 20 to 30 FPS. This consistency on the Helio G99 allows for tactical, if slightly sluggish, stealth gameplay. Finding the right custom settings can dramatically improve frame pacing. Playdead's Inside is a visually stark, but technically polished 2D puzzle platformer. GameHub handles this game flawlessly, hitting a perfect 60 FPS. This title runs natively on this chipset due to its low graphical demand. For games like this, focus on audio and display settings for the best experience. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition features demanding graphical effects and large areas. The GameHub Emulator achieves a strong 30 to 40 FPS. This frame rate is highly enjoyable for exploration and action sequences. The G99 offers a solid base, but stability benefits from reducing in-game effects. PS 2016, a fast-paced sports simulation, requires high CPU consistency. GameHub maintains 35 FPS, which is surprisingly fluid for its age and complexity. The Helio G99 translates the game's animations smoothly. For sports games, optimizing the input latency settings is crucial. Mortal Kombat Komplete Edition demands stability for its fast fighting mechanics. The GameHub platform delivers 40 FPS. This frame rate is perfectly functional for special moves and fatalities. This chipset handles the quick texture swaps well. Experimenting with container resolution can often boost FPS further. MotoGP 2015, a high-speed racing title, stresses both GPU and CPU. GameHub runs at 20 FPS. While low, this frame rate is still useful for testing track layouts and basic racing physics. Given the hardware, reducing graphical details is vital to push stability beyond this range. Dirt 2, a well-optimized rally racer, runs surprisingly well. The GameHub Emulator achieves 40 FPS. This speed is excellent for feeling the momentum of off-road driving. The Helio G99 shows good compatibility with older DirectX racing titles. Using performance-focused drivers is always recommended. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is a visually flashy fighting game. GameHub maintains a playable 30 FPS. This consistency is essential for enjoying the cinematic jutsu attacks. The G99 successfully handles the anime aesthetic. Exploring different GameHub versions may yield stability improvements. Resident Evil 5, an older third-person shooter, is less demanding than newer RE titles. GameHub pushes a good 35 FPS, making co-op action sequences quite smooth. This chipset proves its capability with well-optimized DirectX 9 titles. Remember to adjust the emulator's throttling settings for consistent speed. Resident Evil 6, known for its varied campaigns and heavier scene transitions, achieves 30 FPS on GameHub. This frame rate offers a solid experience across Jake, Leon, and Chris's chapters. The Helio G99 handles the diverse environments without crippling slowdown. Finding the right balance of settings is key for the best results. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, a dense open-world title, is challenging for CPU translation. GameHub manages a respectable 30 FPS in Rome's crowded streets. The G99 shows its competence with large, older world emulation. Lowering the texture quality can help maintain consistent frame rates during fast traversal. Burnout Paradise, a highly stylized, fast-paced open-world racer. GameHub hits an impressive 50 FPS. This high speed is perfect for crash physics and high-octane driving. The Helio G99 handles the bright, immediate graphics efficiently. Using the optimized rendering backend in the emulator maximizes this speed. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 offers a fair range of 30 to 40 FPS, though it sometimes drops below 20 FPS in intense combat. This variability is typical for this chipset, pushing the GameHub emulator. Customizing the resolution scale can often mitigate those severe dips below 20 FPS. Devil May Cry 4, a stylish action game, needs smooth performance for combo execution. GameHub delivers a strong 50 FPS. This high frame rate makes the combat feel satisfyingly fluid. The G99 excels with older action titles. Test different container settings for input responsiveness. Just Cause 2, an expansive open-world sandbox, strains the CPU with its physics. GameHub manages 30 FPS. This rate is adequate for Rico Rodriguez's stunts and chaos. This chipset provides a functional emulation experience in large worlds. Reducing the geometry detail helps stabilize the FPS. Need for Speed Carbon, a popular classic racer, runs flawlessly. GameHub maintains a perfect 60 FPS. This excellent speed is ideal for high-speed police chases and drifting. The Helio G99 proves its dominance with optimized older games. Ensure performance scaling is disabled if aiming for a locked 60 FPS. LEGO Marvel Super Heroes, a block-based adventure, runs at 20 to 30 FPS. While playable, the stuttering is noticeable during complex scenes. The GameHub emulator handles the geometry well, but struggles with consistent frame delivery on this chipset. Optimizing the graphics buffer size can sometimes smooth out the gameplay. X-Men Origins Wolverine is an intense action title. GameHub delivers a challenging 15 to 20 FPS. This low frame rate makes the action feel sluggish. Given the G99's limitations with this title, trying different graphics drivers might be the only way to squeeze out a few extra frames. Dead Island, a zombie survival RPG, runs at around 20 FPS. This frame rate is sufficient for slower, tactical combat, but feels poor during large horde encounters. The GameHub platform handles the tropical environment well enough. Lowering the CPU clock speed in the container might improve stability. Sword Art Online Last Recollection, a complex modern JRPG, demands more power than the Helio G99 can supply, resulting in a low 10 FPS. This performance is largely unplayable. For highly demanding titles like this, revisiting GameHub after future updates is the best strategy. James Bond 007, Bloodstone, a fast-paced third-person shooter, maintains a solid 30 FPS. This consistency is perfect for the cinematic action and driving sequences. The GameHub emulator shows good compatibility with this classic title. Disabling VSync in the emulator can sometimes free up valuable resources. Splinter Cell Conviction, a stealth action game, struggles, delivering 10 to 15 FPS. This low frame rate severely compromises the stealth and reaction time. This chipset finds the complex lighting and shadows demanding. Reducing the texture filtering level might give a slight edge in performance. Prototype, an open-world action title focused on chaos, achieves 20 to 30 FPS. This speed is functional for the basic movement and combat. The GameHub environment handles the dense city moderately well. Adjusting the memory settings in the container can sometimes reduce stuttering in the open world. Kane and Lynch, Dead Men, a gritty co-op shooter, runs at a stable 30 FPS. This frame rate ensures the firefights are consistent. The Helio G99 proves its capability with mid-air shooters. Optimizing the audio settings can sometimes free up minor CPU cycles. Warhammer 40K Space Marines, an intense hack-and-slash title, runs at around 20 FPS. This rate is adequate for slower combat, but lacks the necessary fluidity for smooth horde management. The GameHub Emulator is clearly bottlenecked by the chipset's raw power here. Check for community-made configuration files for improved results. Far Cry 3, a highly popular open-world FPS, achieves 20 to 30 FPS. This variability is noticeable during fast travel or intense jungle firefights. The G99 can load a massive map, but not consistently render it quickly. Trying different rendering backends might improve performance. Outlast, a first-person survival horror game, maintains a solid 30 FPS. This consistency is crucial for immersion and avoiding visual stuttering during tense chase sequences. The GameHub Emulator handles the atmospheric lighting efficiently. Ensure the power-saving mode is disabled on your device for stable performance. Saints Row, the third, a chaotic open-world sandbox, struggles at 10 to 15 FPS. This low frame rate severely limits the enjoyment of the game's exaggerated action. This chipset simply cannot handle the sheer amount of on-screen destruction and effects. A lower resolution setting is mandatory for any chance of stability. Left 4 Dead 2, a fast-paced cooperative zombie shooter, manages 20 to 30 FPS. This range is acceptable for basic survival, but challenging during heavy zombie waves. The GameHub platform handles the source engine decently. Utilizing frame skip settings can sometimes trick the game into feeling smoother. Assassin's Creed 3, another demanding open-world title, runs at a difficult 15 to 20 FPS. This rate makes free running and combat feel cumbersome. The G99 struggles with the detailed historical environments. Lowering the texture quality and shadow detail is essential to improve the speed. The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings, a graphically ambitious RPG from its time, runs poorly at 10 FPS. This demanding title requires far more CPU translation power than this chipset can provide. For complex RPGs like this, waiting for future emulator optimizations is the best advice. Assassin's Creed 2, an older open-world game, runs at 15 to 20 FPS. This rate is adequate for traversal, but hinders smooth combat. The GameHub Emulator shows slightly better compatibility than with newer AC titles. Check the community for specific game configuration files. The Amazing Spider-Man, a web-slinging open-world title, runs poorly at 10 FPS. This extremely low frame rate makes fast traversal and combat virtually unplayable. The Helio G99 cannot efficiently handle the complex city environment and animations. Reducing the resolution to the lowest possible setting is recommended. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, a classic, well-optimized FPS, achieves a good 30 FPS. This consistency makes the single-player campaign quite enjoyable. The GameHub platform shows strong compatibility with older engine iterations. Testing different GameHub container versions might improve performance. Assassin's Creed Revelations, the final Ezio chapter, runs at 15 to 20 FPS. This rate is disappointing. making the city feel slow. The G99 is clearly struggling with the dense asset loading. Focus on simple display settings to reduce GPU overhead. I Am Alive, a post-apocalyptic survival game, runs very poorly at 10 FPS. This low frame rate significantly detracts from the tense atmosphere and platforming. This demanding title requires better GPU translation. Reducing anti-aliasing and post-processing effects is necessary. Yakuza 0, a dense open-world brawler, runs at a poor 10 to 15 FPS. This prevents the high-speed fighting from feeling responsive. The GameHub Emulator is heavily taxed by the detailed environment and character models. Monitor the chipset's temperature for any signs of throttling. State of Decay, an open-world zombie survival sim, runs poorly at 10 FPS. This low frame rate severely impacts the urgency of survival mechanics. The Helio G99 is unfortunately not powerful enough for this complex simulation. Lowering the graphical settings within the game is essential. Rise of the Tomb Raider, a modern and graphically demanding sequel, runs very poorly at 10 FPS. This high-fidelity title requires current flagship hardware. GameHub is struggling to translate the modern APIs efficiently on this chipset. A stable, simple driver is recommended over a complex one. Prototype 2, a sequel with enhanced graphics and destruction, runs at 15 to 20 FPS. This frame rate is marginally better than the first, but still sluggish for an action game. Optimizing the CPU affinity in the GameHub container can sometimes yield a minor boost. Hollow Knight, Silksong, assuming PC version, a highly anticipated 2D adventure, runs at 30 FPS but with occasional stuttering. The stuttering is likely due to shader compilation. The G99 handles the 2D aspect well. Pre-caching the shaders before a playthrough is advisable. Max Payne 3, a highly cinematic third-person shooter, struggles at 10 to 15 FPS. This low frame rate destroys the iconic bullet time mechanic. The GameHub Emulator is heavily challenged by the complex physics and visual effects. Reducing the resolution to 720p or lower is necessary. Mafia 2, a classic open-world crime drama, runs poorly at 10 FPS. This low frame rate makes driving and combat feel unresponsive. The Helio G99 needs more power to translate this large-scale environment efficiently. Disabling ambient occlusion might improve stability. Batman Arkham City, known for its dense detail and physics, runs poorly at 10 FPS. This low frame rate hampers the fluid combat and gliding mechanics. The GameHub platform is clearly stressed by the chipset's limitations. Using the simplest display driver is often the most stable option. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, an action-packed open-world title, runs at a poor 10 to 15 FPS. This lack of fluidity makes the martial arts combat unsatisfying. The G99 simply lacks the power for consistent performance in this demanding open world. Revisit the emulation setup frequently for new optimizations. Resident Evil Revelations 2, a cooperative survival horror, runs at 10 to 15 FPS. This low frame rate makes quick reactions difficult. GameHub struggles with the game's modern lighting. Ensuring background apps are closed will dedicate maximum resources to the emulator. Assassin's Creed Rogue, set on the high seas, runs at 10 to 15 FPS. This frame rate severely impacts naval combat and open-world sailing. The Helio G99 cannot efficiently handle the combination of water physics and large environments. Lowering the graphical preset in the game's launcher is highly recommended. 50 PC games tested on a budget chip. The Helio G99 running the GameHub Emulator showed us the true limits of affordable PC emulation, proving that even mid-range hardware can handle many classic titles. Which of these 50 results surprised you the most? Or which budget chipset should we test next? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this stress test useful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Vanzee Gaming. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.